to join him, but there's a slip and a tumble. He rolls out of it very well, as you'd imagine. A stuntman should. What an incredible... Apex sending Michael Sliger to try and get hold of Soderman, the superstar of this Hollywood team. And there's a slip from Soderman. He tries to recover, but he is so terrified of Michael Sliger. He goes out of the quad, and Sliger cannot contain his joy.
Sliger is still 100% not been evaded. He got a bit shocked when Sliger got onto the lazy boy. Didn't know what to do from there.
It is the reunion. Amos Rendao, the father of Apex Moon, is now lining up against them. He knows Michael Sliger. He claimed to be his biological father. He's not. And he knows his game inside out. But can he put that to good use, because Sliger's off across the court. And there's a dive through the gap there in the ridge, and Amos Rendao proves his pedigree.
Incredible. Amos, this year has been insane.
Rob Shield and Olaf Wood holding back Jared Looney. But they won't hold him any longer, because off he goes, the new recruit to Apex Moon. And he's looking to hunt down Amos Rendao. And he does hunt him down with a swipe across the top of the head.
Very good moves from Jared Looney. He knew that coming from above puts pressure on the opponent to the point that maybe they will make the mistake of stopping and hesitating, which Amos ended up doing.
Jared Looney looking to evade, playing in his home state from Texas originally, and there's a dive through that's claimed by Soderman, but he gets up and carries on because it hasn't been given. We may look at that again, but we don't need to look at that one again, because it's a roar of triumph from Carl Soderman.
Indeed, that second tag was for sure a tag. That first one was not clear enough. He knew, though, from his experience, that once that is not given, you have to continue and make it get given.
0 all. Athletes ready!
Carl Soderman going that familiar routine of getting the breath into the lungs. Rob Shield hopping up into the bars and tries to get him over the sisters, and he points and says, "I got you," and Carl Soderman nods in acknowledgement.
Very good tactics by Rob. He juked Kyle very well on that one. Got him right where he wanted to go. He faked out that he was going to go into the tilted cube, but came along quick enough to grab Kyle's foot.
Athletes ready!
About a third of the way through this, we're still looking for our first evasion, and Omar Zaki chasing after Apex leader Rob Shield, and it was a slip there from Rob, but he manages to get away under the ridge, and he's on top of the mountain. Omar comes to join him, but there's a slip and a tumble. He rolls out of it very well, as you'd imagine. A stuntman should, and oh my, he's pulled that one out of the fire. What an incredible tag. I thought he'd lost that chance.
Wow.
Somehow managed to craft another.
Again, if the tag is not obvious enough, you gotta keep going. Omar, he went for it hard. He knew this was his last chance, and he did it. He looks a little bit in pain. Will that make a difference in his next evasion?
Omar Zaki limps back to the tilted cube and does his stamping routine, and then immediately regrets it as Michael Sliger comes in. And if Michael Sliger smells blood, he is like a shark. There will be no mercy, and there is no mercy as he gets in by the tilted cube eventually.
A key moment of that chase, Michael Sliger, he made Omar head on back through the sisters. He juked him, and so Omar fell for it, went to the sisters right where Michael wanted him to go.
Athletes ready!
In comes Miguel with Michael Sliger looking to break the deadlock. A look over the shoulder, constantly keeping eyes on his man. The ridge offers some protection, but he goes round the front line, and he keeps on going over the sisters, hops up and round the corner to the tilted cube, and comes back into the centre of the court. Miguel did not read that one, and Sliger's away. Sliger's away under the ridge. Sliger picks up the first point. Michael Sliger puts Apex Moon ahead as we enter the second half of this contest.
Extremely technical moves from Sliger. That lazy boy juke was pivotal for him to get that distance and get that evasion.
1-0, Apex Moon. Athletes ready!
Hollywood Freerunners find themselves in a familiar position, trailing to Apex Moon. Can they finally get one over on this team? If they do, they'd be the first team ever to do it, and Kyle Soderman might be the most likely weapon if they are going to achieve the improbable.
This is a very good move, sending Kyle in when they are 1 point behind, almost halfway, more than halfway through the match. Kyle now has a chance to catch up to Apex Moon with another evasion.
Rob Shield dancing like a dad at a disco and then stamping his feet to try and get some sort of a reaction from Soderman. And he is off, and that's where you see the pace. No chance of making the tag around the front line there, but he bounces off the mountain, and Rob Shield's caught on the hop here. Can't cut him off at the front line, and Soderman goes down low, comes in caught, losing his footing. It doesn't matter! It doesn't matter! Because Kyle Soderman has leveled it up!
That's the Soderman we know. He controlled the tempo the entire time. Rob was trying to cut in through the center, but they both stumbled, but it was enough for Kyle to get away.
Remaining 1-all. Athletes ready!
Soderman has discovered his mojo in this semi-final. Can he back it up with more? Olaf Wood chasing after him. Over the sisters for Kyle Soderman. Wood goes on to the top of the mountain and jumps down as, well, Kyle Soderman tried to use that tactic of coming inside at the mountain, and it didn't quite work for him.
If the chaser were on the ground like him, that would have been potentially a good choice. However, Olaf was coming from above. Very good decision from Olaf to go up on top of the mountain.
Athletes ready!
Olaf Wood is the only member of this Apex Moon team who has not evaded in the tournament so far. Wes loses his hat. That's discarded by the bottom of the mountain. And wow, Olaf Wood tried to sort of hop around, hanging on to the mountain on the outside of the quad, but then I think he has managed to put a foot down. That's an immediate disqualification. Wes Preston's looking for his hat.
We saw Olaf doing this earlier in the competition. He tried to go behind the mountain. You know, we put up those barriers. He seems to not want to have them there.
Athletes ready!
Felix DeRosa, one of the new members of this Apex team after losing a couple of their star players, as well as Amos Rendao. Where's Preston? Over by the front line. Needs to get into some cover. That isn't cover, Wes. You may as well have just painted a target on your head.
Definitely a little bit of a strategic mistake from Wes there. As he came along to the other side of the ridge, he was not keeping an eye on where Felix was coming from. Felix was right there to catch him.
1-all. Athletes ready!
3 chasers left, 1 apiece. Hollywood and Apex Moon going at it, and it's the former mastermind of Apex, Amos, who's been sent in for Hollywood to try and swing this one way. Felix keeps going back and forth over the sisters, and Amos crafts the chance.
You can't out-strategize the guy who made your strategy. Amos knew exactly what he was doing. He controlled that the whole way. The lazy boy is Amos's baby.
The origins of Apex in Amos Rendell. The future, maybe, of Apex in Jared Looney. Who will triumph in what could be a decisive moment in this semi-final? Amos goes through the mountain, Jared reaches out, and the tag is made. And Amos Rendao applauds, but you could see the frustration immediately after feeling the tag.
Jared is such an athlete. This is a very pivotal moment. If Jared can get this evasion, which he is known for, Apex will take the win.
Jared Looney, the new recruit of Apex. He's already taken out their former sensei, and in his home state of Texas, might be about to put them through to the final. Omar Zaki needs to get the tag to take it to sudden death. But Jared Looney is away, and this is a race around the outside at the minute, but he jumps into the mountain. Strong work, back on himself. Jared Looney, oh my, this would be a fairy tale for him. Oh, there's a stumble from Omar, and surely now. Oh, Jared Looney! What a match! He's come into the team and delivered at the very death. And for the 3rd year running, Apex beat Hollywood Freerunners. Astonishing stuff in Arlington.
This was not a blowout at all. Apex was on their toes the entire time.
What a story. Amos Rendao left Apex to go and try and turn Hollywood Freerunners into champions, to try and give them something to beat the team that always beats them. And even he couldn't do it. And one of the guys they got in to replace him has sealed the deal.